I know my quality is trash. I know my audio is trash. Basically, everything in this video is trash, right? And I don't even have any edits. There's no music in this video. And if you actually stick to the end of this video, you might gain value. You might gain value. My name is Mika. I'm a beginner entrepreneur. I'm from South Africa. And yeah, I just wanted to share my progress as a beginner entrepreneur and how this journey is. This is just raw. This is just authentic, right? I hate doing videos like this. I'm not trying to put myself as a high authority figure because I literally have zero following. My videos, like I'm trying to make my videos better on my shorts, but yeah, it's going terribly. But one thing I've learned in business is that consistency is what matters most, rather than the business model, because all business models do work, all of them. And I know there's something called saturation when it is harder to make money in a business model, right? But it's not impossible though. You can make money in that business model, but it's just harder, right? I've learned that niches don't saturate, bad offers do, and acquisition models do. So, what do I mean by that? Every market has people who have desires, needs, and wants. And as long as those needs and wants exist, the market isn't dead. It's just that there are so many competitors in the market and it's just harder for you to get recognition. But it doesn't mean it's impossible. Let's say, for example, dropshipping. Dropshipping isn't dead. It's just that there's so many competitors there. But there are people who start doing dropshipping and like in 6 months make insane progress. And it's because they had tunnel vision. They were literally obsessed, working hours upon hours, trying to perfect the business model, right? Um, this is the one thing that I wish I knew earlier when I needed motivation to do business, when I needed motivation for pretty much anything, working out, whatever it may be. And that is dopamine detoxing. So, dopamine detoxing, I'm sure everyone is familiar with that. It is when you regulate your dopamine. A dopamine is a neurotransmitter in your brain that regulates your mood. Basically, kind of like a reward system in your brain. So if you can bring back your reward system in your brain back to a normal level, doing work is going to be way more easier. It's going to be way more satisfying. I mean, doing work is hard. Every single day you're doing work. It is quite mentally challenging. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. Discipline is hard. And sometimes it does feel like working like for like a really long time and with no break and everything. It really does get in your nerves a bit. But dopamine detoxing has made a lot of a difference. And let's say, for example, you play video games, you scroll on TikTok. What that does, it reduces your dopamine because that is you're feeding your brain instant gratification. You're training your brain to do a little bit of work and get a lot of results. Basically, when you're eating junk food, when you're playing video games, when you're scrolling all day, basically hyper stimulating activities that wires your brain for instant gratification, which makes it harder for you to do things like working out, like for example, just staying consistent. It just absolutely demolishes consistency. And so, what dopamine does, it's basically a period where, let's say for example, a week you don't eat junk food, you eat clean. If you don't struggle with junk food, probably social media, playing video games, just basically hyper stimulating content. You just cut it off for like 7 days and just work every single day. You journal, you meditate. But when it comes to journaling and meditate, that's something you should do every single day. Journaling helps you articulate yourself better, have better communication. Meditation helps you regulate your mood to be calm. But yet again, it just gives you mental clarity. And working out, we all know the benefits of working out. There's a lot of benefits of working out. But yeah, to actually get into a state where you work every single day, you don't need motivation. You don't need David Goggins and stuff like that. you have to regulate your dopamine. And to regulate your dopamine in the first place, you have to have discipline. You have to have discipline to cut off the phone for 7 days. You have to have discipline to just have tunnel vision. Now, dopamine detoxing, it's not necessarily just for 7 days, as I said. It's something that is continuous. For example, I don't play video games. I don't watch YouTube a lot. I just watch YouTube to learn something. There's basically no hyper stimulating content in my life except for eating junk food because I still live in my parents' house. So my parents just bring me pizza or whatever. Someday, of course, I'm gonna eat, right. But yeah, the video is getting long, so I have to talk quick. The other thing I've learned is delayed gratification, and I know everyone knows this. At least you might know it, but let me try to explain it, right, in a way that you probably never heard before, right? But it is gonna open your eyes a little bit, or you just get some insight into it. Delayed gratification. Now, it's basically the opposite of instant gratification, but in order to be successful in life, you have to wire your brain for delayed gratification. Uh, Delayed gratification is simply like, let's say, for example, you work for a long time and then you get the results rather than just doing a little thing and then getting quick results like instant gratification, right? So you have to wire your brain, and you wire your brain by doing hard tasks like cold showers and stuff like that, and just basically cutting off hyperstimulate, especially bodybuilding. I learned delayed gratification through bodybuilding. I remember this day I looked at myself in the mirror. I was really skinny back then. At least now, yeah, I am still skinny. I'm still not satisfied with my physique that much, but I have made real progress in the gym. But I remember this day I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, damn, I'm so skinny. I need to change. And then fast forward like 2 years later, 1.5 years later, and I got the physique I imagined in my head, and that felt amazing. So that literally gave me this mindset that I can achieve anything, you know. So that's an example of delayed gratification, and if you can get that in your life, if you can have consistency, I'm telling you, you're gonna be successful. I haven't made any money online. I'm just a beginner. I don't have a huge following, but these are the things I've learned. So if you watch this video up to the end, I thank you so much. My name is Mika. I'm from South Africa, beginner entrepreneur, and I'm trying to make this work. Peace. Thank you, man.